We're back, baby. How's it going?
Going good. How are you, Jobin?
It's Sunday, our first Sunday podcast. Took a few rips, and it's our first time being a little bit high.
Ever
doing our podcasts.
Oh.
Saturday, we both sparred yesterday. How was sparring for you?
I had good rounds in
Actually, quite shitty.
Yeah, it was actually really shitty. I had good mental rounds. Gotta stay tough. Gotta practice things. Gotta play. Rounds don't always go your way, but I thought they ended up being good rounds. I feel like I could have finished the rounds in both rounds at one point. I thought it was good though.
Just like you said, like, it's tough. Like, you have tough fucking sparring partners, tougher than the kids you're gonna fight, and you've been sparring them for years, so they know what you're good at. You know what they're good at, so it's tough.
Yeah.
And it's weird when you go in a fight and then someone does, like, something lands that you didn't even expect to land because you never landed on your partner because they're so used to sparring you.
Yeah, it was good though. How'd you got a good ass round with Benson?
Yeah, I sparred Benson. I didn't, like, it was weird because I was all upset. Like, I was like, got out of there talking to you. I'm like, what the fuck? That's not what I wanted to fucking do because I wanted to just dominate. But I didn't completely dominate and come out all bummed out. But then I rewatched it, like you said, and I did a lot of good things and kept moving the whole time. And I don't know, the pace that guy brings is unreal. And you're starting to bring a pace like that, like just coming forward, and you get hit with a hard shot and come forward harder, or someone hits you with a body shot and you come forward fucking harder and really start putting it on them. And as soon as anyone gives you any sign of, like, they're getting tired, you turn it up and he turns it up. Like, I'm still trying to get better at that for sure.
It's fucking hard. But I remember that, like, Ben was like the first person I kind of seen doing that, and that's kind of how I wanted my style to be. And then you always told me, like, dude, you're the kind of athlete that can bring a pace that someone can't keep. And I remember you telling me that, and I'm like, dude, you're fucking right. I need to be able to bring that pace. And it just takes getting into mental and physical shape. But also, I remember there for like a couple months we were just watching all the Brands brothers, right? Terry Brand or whatever.
Yeah.
Those wrestlers. Yeah, we were watching those documentaries, and they were just talking about mental toughness. Break this motherfucker. Outpace him. Go forward. Work. Break. And, like, that's how I want my style to be. So, like, when I get in the cage, I want to bring that pace and that style.
Yeah, like Tom and Terry Brands, they're the head coaches at Iowa Wrestling, and they come with that mindset, like, nothing else, just be tough as fuck and break that motherfucker, no matter what. And, like I said, being in the room and learning from Benson, it's like, fuck, that dude's the master at it. I've never seen anyone like that. Have you?
No, it's freaky. But I'm trying to build up to that mindset and that cardio. Takes fucking a lot of work.
Yeah, for sure. And, like, think of, like, say, like, the rounds you had weren't the best rounds ever, but think of your mindset 3 years ago, how bad you'd be beating yourself up or getting emotional or getting pissed, like, but it was fucking biggie.
Yeah, I left practice like, damn, I got good work today. Because I usually go into my rounds thinking I want to dominate every round, and I leave and I'm like, fuck yeah, I did good. And like I said, both those rounds I felt like I could have got a finish in both of them, one round, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I told Danny that too after. I'm like, I was like weirdly, because I was thinking back about all the bad rounds I've had, and I'm like, look at the position I'm in. Look at where I'm at right now. I'm fighting in a huge fight, 10-0, like in a good spot, and I've had so many bad rounds, like more bad rounds than I've had good rounds. And I'm like, those days, the obstacles away, those are all just part of the journey. And once you realize that the journey's the fun part, I left Saturday happy with my rounds. It was good.
Yeah, I was pumped to see that too. And just really, anytime you train, no matter what, anytime you go in there and train, whether you get your ass beat or whatever, if you leave there uninjured, it's a good day.
Yeah, and all my hips feeling like cortisone shot is doing wonders. Like, it feels, feels normal. My foot's feeling good. Like, I've got a nice ass brace. My foot wasn't an issue at all. My hip wasn't an issue at all. I'm feeling pretty fucking good. So. And
I think a lot of it is that Brandon too. I think it is that cortisone shot, but my hip was bad too, and it's helped a lot from working with Brandon.
Yeah, he's definitely helped a ton.
I don't know. What did you think of the Elon Musk on Joe Rogan?
Danny was braiding my hair. Speaking of my hair, I just want everyone to see this real quick.
Fucking kid's a mess.
My braids are falling out, and it's kind of just doing its own thing. But Danny was braiding my hair, and we were both super high listening to it, and he was tripping us out, talking about the AI, saying like, I like what he said though, be optimistic, or I'd rather be wrong and optimistic than right and pessimistic. So he said, I like that, but he's freaking me out talking about the AIs. Like, eventually we're gonna be second to the AIs. Like, they're gonna kind of be running the show. They're gonna look at us like we look at chimps, maybe. Just like kind of just stupid and.
Fuck, dude, it was freaking me out. The way he was talking, he'd look to his right like he was reading a script, and then he'd look to his left like he's reading a script, and just like, that was scary, especially about all that AI shit he was talking about. People don't focus on that. They focus on him smoking his weed. They don't hear a guy that's probably one of the smartest people on the planet Earth warning us, like, we better be fucking careful. And everyone worries about the weed. That's just funny to me.
God, it shows you how stupid people are.
But, man, that made you like Elon a lot, huh?
Just kind of open-minded, just tried it, didn't really just try it.
Yeah, that was great. It was good. That would be a hard person to interview if you were Joe Rogan.
I know, there's some awkward silence sometimes. Like, he didn't know if he was going to keep talking or if Joe was going to ask another question. It's funny, though.
Yeah, if you haven't listened to that, you should check it out. It's pretty good.
Did you see how many views it has? It had like 6.4 million yesterday.
7.5, I saw today.
Whew, that's crazy. That's ridiculous.
It's crazy, but then, like, I was on YouTube last night. You ever heard of Alan Walker, the musician Alan Walker?
Uh-uh.
Either have I, but his videos have 1.9 billion views. 1.9 B next to it.
Huh.
And then, like, 454 million. Like, we never heard of him. It's fucking crazy. But, fights last night. UFC 228, right? Was
yeah,
last
228.
night. Darren Till Woodley. Like, holy shit.
Fuck.
So many people picked Darren Till.
I did.
Including me. Like, fucking Woodley's got 3 kids, filming movies. Darren Till's some young, hungry buck who's fucking huge, big-ass southpaw. And then we count Woodley out, and, like, look what he does.
Dude, you just can't count Woodley out. Look how... Anybody that's that explosive and that good of a grappler, it's... Like, I don't know. But it's crazy. Darren Till has this talk behind him. I am the best. I will win. It's like, oh, shit. Then he goes up there and loses, but
yeah,
just
just
like
like
how fucked up fighting is.
Exactly what you said, though. Like, anyone that explosive, you can never count him out, no matter who it is. You could put Tyrone Woodley in there against anyone. Daniel Cormier, Stipe Miocic. A fucking hard, explosive right hook that they don't see coming is going to knock him out. So you just can't count him out. But that was pretty impressive by Tyrone Woodley. Now we'll see how Darren responds, you know?
Yeah. Did you hear his post-fight interview? Seemed humble. Like, what else can you say? Seemed humble.
Yeah, what else can you say? If you make an excuse, you're going to get fucking ate up. And it's pointless making an excuse anyway.
Kobe Covington and Tyrone fight next. I want to see Tyrone sleep Kobe.
That's sweet.
So
That's
we'll
a good
see,
fight.
though.
What other fight happened?
Sterling versus Stamen. I thought that fight was going to be boring. I was kind of hating on that fight, but it turned out to be a sweet grappling match.
It did. Sterling looked sharp.
He did.
He looked sharp. He looked like he trained jiu-jitsu with Matt Serra. Like, he looked really good. But,
dude, Cody's leg. Whew.
That was nasty. It was weird that 2 of those knee bars happened.
That was super weird.
From that back position.
Yeah,
Zabit, too. That was a sweet fight.
He didn't get 50 Gs. Neither of them did for those, which was kind of wild.
And that little, did you see Jessica Andrade knock out Carolina?
Carolina? Dude, how hot is she? That was sad.
That was sad. I wasn't that sad.
I was crying.
That shit happened.
Dude, I was like, damn.
You were crying?
It's weird watching someone, like a girl like that, get knocked out for some reason.
Yeah, it was weird. 115. How many clean KOs have happened at 115 pounds? Not many.
Was that 115?
115.
Damn.
That girl who knocked her out was 5'1 and a half.
She'd fucking drop you too.
Probably. Another thing, like, what do you think of the Mac Miller thing?
Yeah, that's crazy. I wasn't like a huge fan of him, but I definitely listened to a lot his music in high school. It just goes to show you, the money and fame doesn't bring happiness, and no matter how many times people say that, like, that's still what kids want is money and fame, and they think like until they get that, they're not happy or whatever. But it just goes to show you it's not what brings happiness.
Yeah, it's weird, and just like we were listening to on a video, like, he's hanging out at his house by himself. He tries a drug. It makes him feel really good, and then you don't have to worry about money, so you can buy as much of that fucking drug as you want. But, like, I think the most important thing, like, even in life, is your relationships with your parents, relationships with your friends, relationships with your partner or whoever it is. And, like, obviously he was lacking in that. He'd sit home by himself and just want to go on his own journey and get high as fuck and not have any, like, boundaries, and everyone wants to be his friend just because he has money and he has a name, when people probably don't really care, you know. It's pretty sad. Like, that's the ultimate fail right there.
And who knows?
And it's not necessarily a suicide, but pretty close. That's the ultimate fail. You failed yourself. You don't get any more chances. You failed everyone around you. You've not only hurt yourself, but you've killed everyone who cares for you at all a little bit. It's hard for me to say because I don't deal with, like, mental illness or depression, or, like, I'm not a fucking addict. But that's fucked up.
Wasn't it a lot to do with Ariana Grande too?
I don't know.
Who knows? But
I didn't see that.
Girls can do that to you too.
But it seems like too, like, especially when, like, I don't know, money comes that easy to people and they buy all this shit and they have all this artificial happiness, and then all these artificial friends that are just wanting to surround themselves with that person just because he's famous. Like, I don't know. I think that fucks people's minds up.
Definitely.
It's just not good. Definitely makes you think, like, what's important in life for sure. And, like, I don't know, surrounding yourself with people who, like, support you, and, like, we don't surround ourselves with people who are telling us we're making a dumb decision by just not doing anything and training and fighting, or anything you're doing. We don't surround ourselves with people that are negative about it or, like, pessimistic. It's exhausting being around those people. And if you're around those people, if you truly love something and you're truly wanting to do something, and if you're around people that are trying to tell you not to and or are just negative, fuck those people. Don't even be around them. It don't matter who they are. They could be like, well, it's my brother. Fuck your brother. If he's not supporting you, he doesn't give a shit what you're doing, he's trying to hold you back, fuck that. I don't know. I think you just find out what your dream is, whatever, commit to it, and surround yourself with people who, like, are going to support it too. And just, like, I was reading in that book, the Marcus Aurelius book, they were talking about, like, yeah, you may not be born into, like, you don't get to pick your parents. You may have fucked up parents, but all the smartest people, you can pretty much choose who your parents are. The smartest people out there have written down books, like biographies and everything. You can decide who you want to live like and who you want to, like, you know what I mean? Read a book, find out about them, find out what they do. You don't have to do.
Damn, that's good.
Yeah, I liked it.
It's really good.
How's Fort Nite going?
Fort Nite's good. Got a couple dubs this morning. I've probably played that game I don't remember the last time I did not play that game, like, a day. But to me, it's not just playing video games. Now, obviously, it's kind of, I'm running a business. I'm an affiliate with Twitch. You have subscribers. People donate. You know, I have a good group of people. I think I have 312 subscribers now. And I have a good group of people that I get on. I log on. I go live. I click the live button.
How many subscribers?
312. So they get a notification on their phone. Like, look, I have a notification right there.
Uh-huh.
It says, like, you can pick what the title says. Like, mine will say Sugarshow is live or something. Or, you know, and I have a good group of people that follow. Every time I get on, they're following me. And it was actually funny. I did a giveaway. Somebody won a shirt, and he was from Arizona. I said I'd ship it to you. He's like, no, I can come pick it up. And I was like, just come watch Sparring. You seen that big guy yesterday?
Yeah, it was funny.
And it's just fun. It's funny who follows you on Twitch, because I don't know these guys personally. I don't know what they look like. And he was just a dad. He had 2 kids. He's probably in his 30s, 40s, and just watches me game all the time. And it's awesome.
That is funny. So, like, Fortnite's, I don't know. So, how many millions of people do you think are playing Fortnite? I think it's hard to say. Or?
I mean, there's probably a stat out there, but it's the most popular game ever created, and, like,
because there's probably people who play way more than you.
Oh yeah.
But how do you, if you're a person that doesn't have a name or something like you, how would you even go pro? Like, what are the steps you take?
Like, if I wasn't in the UFC, like, if I didn't have a name already behind me, I wouldn't have people watching me play Fortnite.
So you have to climb the leaderboards
in Fortnite, or
like as an amateur?
Oh, fuck, I don't know. You definitely have to know some people. I don't know. It's hard to say. I don't know. Because I play with some good guys and a lot of people, like, a lot of the good guys I play with don't stream at all, just because they don't think. They're like, no. Oh, how many people play Fortnite? 125 million PC reports that there were more than 40 million people log in to play Fortnite every month. That's
125
insane.
million players across all platforms.
Dude, Fortnite, they keep coming out with like kind of the same map, but new structures, new guns, new game modes.
Are they gonna come out with a new map ever?
No, I don't know.
Or
But
do they just keep randomly updating the map?
that's what they keep doing right now. But and they just had like a $1.25 million tournament recently. And they Call of Duty's, because there's like a battle royale format. Call of Duty's coming out with a new game in October, and they're coming out with the same kind of idea. So they're definitely copying Fortnite, but we'll see how that turns out.
And when's that come out?
October. October. Right after my fight, so I'm be gaming, putting in some work after.
Hell yeah, nice. Another thing I wanted to talk about, like, is like religion. When you came down here, you were 18?
The first time, like, I came down and just tested it out, or when I moved down?
No, when you came, tested it out.
I was 18, yeah.
And you weren't like really religious, but you definitely like kind of.
I was scared religious. That's what I think it was. I was scared religious.
So you believed in God, like.
I believed in God, so I didn't go to hell.
Yeah,
I grew up.
sure.
I went to church most Sundays, and then every Wednesday from 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, during school, I had to go to church.
Like Monday, Wednesday, or what?
No, every Wednesday.
Oh, so once a week?
Yeah. Well, and Sunday. And write sermons and shit. I
Damn,
hated
did you
it,
ever do a
dude.
talk? I had to do a talk, read a big Bible scripture when I was 13 years old
Do we have
in my
film?
suit in front of everybody. No,
Damn
but
it.
I don't know. I don't think all religion's negative, but I think a lot of it is. And I think most people are religious because they're like in fear.
Oh, for sure. They have a lot of good ideas about treating people nice. You don't have to be religious to be a good person. And I don't think. I don't know. I guess I feel like it's kind of being seen like that more now too. Where you don't have to be religious to be a good person.
Yeah, I don't think you ever had to be like religious to be a good person, but I think it does. Like for my dad, like he was on the carny, straight from the reservation. Like he had a fucking terrible upbringing, and he met my mom, who was Jehovah's Witnesses, and that religion kind of like, in a way, gave him some morals and helped change his life around. And so in a way, I can be super thankful for that, but at the same time, like what they preach, well, and every religion's different. Like how many different religions are there? Could you Google that, Joe?
Millions.
Well, I remember my neighbors didn't believe in God when I was in like elementary, middle school, and I thought they were crazy. They said they didn't believe in Jesus, and I was like 4,200 religions.
So 4,200 religions, and there's people probably in every one of those religions that swear that their religion is right. Like, and I always like asking people that are so positive about their religion, like, were you born into it? And the Muslim will say, yeah. To say, well, then what if you were born a Jew, or what if you were born
Muslim.
this? And they're like, yeah, like, well, yeah, I probably would be that. Like, it's like, fuck, dude. I don't know. Religion's crazy. It's a tough thing. I'm not feeling super sharp today because we got 3 chicks watching us. I'm not able to do my shit here. Look, I'm like, fuck. I'm trying to stay focused, but shit. But so when did you start realizing, okay, it's okay. Like, it's okay. I'm not scared of this.
After I smoked some weed.
After you smoke some weeds, you realize, like, okay.
I don't know. I
holy
feel like I
shit.
was always on the fence about it. Always. Like I was never like just die hard for it. But I remember going down and when I first visited, and I was like, no way, I'm smoking weed. And like if I said, oh my God, out loud, like said God, I'd be like, I would feel so guilty. I'd be
Oh,
like,
for
I'm so
sure.
sorry. Like,
Using
in my
God's
head.
name in vain.
And I'm like, what the hell? That's weird.
It's so weird. Yeah, it's engraved in us from when you're young. And it's not.
And it's just not even just that. Imagine everything that's engraved and you just like saying God out loud, how guilty we felt. Like how many other things you feel guilty for.
Like, hold on, what I was thinking of something for a second.
Weeds getting to you, brother.
I know, it's fucking me up.
I had a good swim workout just now. Off topic.
What'd you do?
Just kind of something similar we did last time we did a workout. Just some laps and stuff, but oh well. You want to keep talking about religion or?
I kind of wanted to. And it's not even like that, or like, nope, there's no God, fuck that. It's like, we don't know. I'm sorry, but you don't know either. You may think you know, and whatever. I'm not like against religion and stuff, But at the same time, I think there's a lot of fucked up shit in religion. A lot of people just follow it because they're scared. But I don't think it's a completely negative thing. It's not like I don't believe in God. You don't believe in God. I don't know. I have no fucking idea. So, I don't know. One thing I did want to talk about is your minds and your thoughts during fight camp in the night. Like, in the nights and all the things that people that have never fought don't understand.
Yeah.
There's a lot. There's like fear. There's like everyone looks at you like you're gonna win and just gonna all go great, but you have no idea. That could be the worst night of your fucking life.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you don't know. It could be the greatest night of your life. Could be the worst night of your life. Like, it's kind of sometimes hard to stay in the moment and live in the moment because you know that day is coming. You're gonna have to strap on some leather fucking rock hard gloves and fist fight another guy, and he's trying to knock you out or choke you unconscious and trying to hurt you. So it's like, I don't know, it's pretty stressful and people don't realize it. And we've been doing it so long that people talk to us, like family members or whatever, and they're like, oh, this, or they're good, but we're still dealing with that in our head. You know, like, especially me, I'm going to have to overcome a lot. Like, my last fight, I broke my fucking jaw. I was hanging off my face. It was the worst night of my life. And for 8 weeks after that, I couldn't eat any food. I couldn't even barely talk. I had to sit in a chair by myself.
Damn.
But yeah, and it sucked. But like, especially when you're nervous and scared to do something, like a little doubt and uncertainty is actually a good thing. It really is. Like, it's a signal that growth and opportunity has emerged. That's what I read in the Peak Performance book. Like, as soon as you're scared, because a lot of people ask, like, how do you deal with those emotions? How do you deal with them? Like I said, as soon as you get those scared little feelings, like, don't run away. Like, just like they said, it's a signal that growth and opportunity has emerged.
Danny and I watched my fight last night. I was feeling hyped last night.
What fight?
Me versus Andre. But we watched it back, not just the fight on Fight Pass. We watched the main card, then fast forwarded to my fight because I hadn't watched it to like the whole the whole thing, not just the fight, but like all the commentating before and stuff. It was fucking sweet.
I bet that was sweet.
It was fun.
Hell yeah. One thing I got to get better about, because like every time I go to practice and stuff, I'm always pumped to see my friends and talk about random shit. But like being in the moment during practice too, being all fucking there during practice, not fucking around or talking about what you're gonna do after or talking about this morning. Like, I got to get better at that too. But you see all the like champions and even like Benson or anyone who's any good at anything, there whenever they're practicing for whatever they're doing, they're all there. Their thoughts are all there. And I remember, like, I was reading that Peak Performance book too. Like, multitasking isn't good. Like, you shouldn't be able to multitask because then you're not in the moment with whatever else you're doing. And I remember you guys would always say, I'd be reading something or doing something, and you guys would try to talk to me, and I wouldn't even listen. You'd be like, God, that kid's fucking retarded.
All right, we're on.
We're live.
They're talking about what style's best. If you're short, like, for someone short and tall. If you're short, you got to get inside, you got to wrestle, you got to be close to them. If you're tall, you want to stay at range, punch people at range. Jiu-jitsu is really good for tall people. So it just
there's pros and cons for literally every body type.
Exactly.
In any sport.
It just depends how athletic you are. Are you short? Are you super unathletic? Are you tall and unathletic? Are you tall and super athletic? It all depends. So, for Sean, what are the benefits of Himalayan salt and water he drinks every morning?
Where did we learn that from?
Aubrey Marcus.
Did you tell me? Or no, I think Danny told me. One of you told me about it. But what is it? Add minerals to the water?
In the night, you lose 1 to 2 pounds of water, and when you wake up, you're dehydrated. Your body's dehydrated. So most people, the first thing they drink is coffee, which dehydrates you more. But if you get a little bit of electrolytes and water in you first thing, it's pretty beneficial.
I've been getting that alkaline water at the Vern's water well. I swear that just feels better.
Does it?
Oh, I think so. Do you? Yeah.
I like that water better. Who do you want to fight the most, and who do you think is the worst matchup to Sean and Tim?
I always get that question, like, on my Twitch, like, who's your fantasy fight? Who do you want to fight? It's like, I don't ever think, like, God, it'd be fun to fight this guy. I just my next opponent, I figure out how to beat him, I beat him, and then I usually just want to play Fort Nite or Call of Duty or hang out until I get another opponent, and then figure out how to beat that guy. I don't really think about, I want to fight him. I don't want to fight him.
And really, like, would be our worst fight. It's for me, like, I've knocked some people out cold, one fucking shot. You've knocked people out cold with one shot. I've hung people by their necks and passed them out. So, like, for me, I know as long as I'm awake and breathing, there's a way I can win. So I could knock anyone out. So I try to keep that in my mind. And say for you, if you're awake, there's a way you can win.
I mean, yeah, but the grapplers are gonna. I mean, it's starting to get to the point where the grapplers are like everybody's. Even when Connor was going up, well, he's gonna fight a wrestler. Oh, he's gonna fight a grappler. Like that's how it's gonna be with me. People are always gonna be like, that's just what comes with the hype is the doubt, and that's just gonna be there. So it's gonna be. So I'm gonna fight this kid, then I'm gonna fight. They're gonna say, well, wasn't a good wrestler. Then I'm gonna fight a wrestler and choke him. Well, he's not a jiu-jitsu guy, and it's just gonna go like that for forever, probably.
Yeah, you submit 3 people in the UFC, they'll be like, whoa.
Can he box still?
Yeah.
Then I knock out Davis.
Favorite heavyweight of all time?
I don't really know many heavyweights of all time because I didn't really start watching fighting. Like, obviously, everyone says Fedor, but I never really watched Fedor, to be honest.
Probably Stipe.
Yeah, Stipe.
Stipe
is cool as shit, huh?
Yeah, and what he did to Francis. I think he's
Stipe
probably my favorite of all time. What is your go-to healthy snack when you high as fuck?
Dark chocolate and peanut butter always kills the cravings.
Yeah, you can't. That's good as shit. Dark chocolate and peanut butter, because the dark chocolate's so sweet, it seems to take away your sweet tooth quick. Plus, I like the Zevia sodas, and it's really good if you just have, like, good organic apple, some almond butter and honey. Crunchy, sweet, everything you need.
What about those acai bites? The dark chocolate acai bites, those
They're
are so
fucking good, but I don't know how good they are for
I'd
you, really.
eat one right now.
Would be too small to go to school. I'm worried about the quality of coaching. I don't think you start kickboxing, but I live in the UK in a small town. The only option.
That kid's probably like, fuck you, Tim. My fucking hair.
Guys, damn, I can barely read half of these. What's the best attitude for beginners? What's the best attitude to have for beginners in this game? Just go in, be humble, and just be willing to get beat up and not bug you. And then just keep showing up. And not just showing up, just like they say, like, practice doesn't make perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect. So, like, go in there and fucking be all there. Don't worry about, like, oh, is that girl looking at me? Or that guy's pretty jacked. Or this and this. Listen to your teacher. And, like, find a good teacher and a good mentor who you look up to who's, like, done some things. And listen to him. Don't question him. Just go in there and be humble. How does the testing in the UFC work for weed? We already answered that a bunch of times. How much time do you guys spend lifting weights and what workouts?
Look at me. Does it look like I lift weights?
I don't lift weights either.
Yeah, we don't really lift too much.
I need to, but fuck, it's so hard.
It's like, you want to go to jiu-jitsu or you want to lift weights? It's like, I want to go to jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, or do you want to go boxing or do you want to lift weights? Or you want to go wrestling and lift weights and, like, learn some shit? Or do you want to go pump some iron?
I hate
It's like,
lifting.
fuck, I don't know. I guess we need to lift, and we probably will lift a little bit outside of camps, but during camps, nah, fuck that. Share more of the amazing healthy food you eat. Like how those pizzas you guys made last night.
Oh my god, those were so good. I saved one for lunch, but then I ate it last night.
Did you guys finish both pizzas?
Yeah, were those Ezekiel tortillas? Ezekiel tortillas, just some grass-fed mozzarella. We did the organic turkey bacon, mushrooms, and we did some of that sauce. Remember that sauce you said we were gonna use for the pizza? We used some of that. That was holy fuck. I want one right now.
Damn, that's nice.
Those were so good.
Chris Hustleton.
Oh yeah, I said on the last podcast we were gonna film that. We didn't get to film that, but we will, because everyone needs to make those. So we'll get that recipe out there some way.
Oh yeah. Chris Hustleton says, what is the best diet to aid performance for an MMA fighter? Keto with times with carbs? I don't know. It's hard to say because everyone's different. So I'd have to be around you, like, see your body type. But it's hard to say, like I said. But the main thing is just eat good real food. Good real food that's not processed. How do you get confidence in life in general? How do you gain confidence in life in general? What do you think,
you
Sean?
always say, it starts with your sleep, diet, all that needs to be in check. I think that's a big part of it. But
Yeah, for
even
sure.
self-help books, whether you're reading it or listening to it, and just being self-confident in who you are, like who you are as a person, not who you see someone on Instagram and be like, God, I wish I drove that, or I wish I had this. But just be happy with what you have now.
Yeah, and
It's
just
a
like
lot easier to say than just actually do. And,
Yeah.
You know?
And if you're capable of it, like I said, join jiu-jitsu. It'll help you get confidence. It'll put you in some tough spots that you weren't sure, you didn't even know you could do. Like, it'll make you tired. It'll make you claustrophobic, but you got to get over that. I don't know. I think jiu-jitsu is a huge lesson for your confidence.
That's good. Yeah, I agree.
Like, for sure. What are your thoughts on structuring your training as a fighter? Like, differences in camp?
God, you literally can't. It's hard to say. Like, this is my 15th camp at the lab, and this camp I'm doing without running. So it's just every camp is different. Like, will I go back to running after this fight? I don't know. Who knows? It's just hard to say. Just got to kind of do with what you got and figure out what works at that time.
Yeah, it is hard to say, too, and just not breaking down your body and just beating yourself up and just killing yourself constantly. And yeah, it's hard to say. Everyone's different, and depending on your injuries, depending on what kind of coaches you got, it's all different. So that's kind of a hard question to answer. What are your favorite submissions and combos?
I think but I love triangles, darces, guillotines. Like, I couldn't pick which one's my favorite because I like all those a lot. Combos, fuck, all of our call outs. Those are all I like all of them. There's probably not. I couldn't just say one.
Yeah. For me, I like stuff from front headlock. Like, I like my guillotines. Combos, I like simple combos, like stutter step 1-2s. I like a good body shot, too. So those are probably my favorites. What injuries have you both dealt with? I've torn my left bicep, torn my right bicep, broke my jaw, had surgery on both knees. I've had quite a few injuries, but I'm healthy now. I'm fine.
Just my ankle, really. Just that last fight. Pretty much was I had to fracture my foot and tore ligaments. So, other than that, broke my nose a few times. And then all my other injuries was I was too broke to go find out, kind of just healed themselves. I remember, messed up my ribs a few times, but nothing too crazy, not like your injuries.
Yeah. And with my injuries, I think it helped a lot being eating clean after I got injured and not just sitting there and being depressed and eating a bunch of shit and feeling sorry for myself and adding a bunch of inflammation to my body. I think that helped big time, for sure. And just like I said, every time I got injured, I didn't just sit there and feel sorry for myself and decline. I was like, fucking A's, there's got to be somewhere else I can improve, whether it's reading and trying to improve my brain as much as possible. And every time I was injured, I'd go into practice and watch from the outside, and that helped me huge. Like, come back and I felt like I didn't miss a step. Come back and just watch everything. How was your first ever mushroom trip? How much did you take? How much is one chocolate that we get?
Like a gram. I'm trying to think of the first time I did them. I don't know.
First ever time I've done them, I didn't really feel it. I did them back when I was younger, and we drank it and stuff, and I didn't really feel it until I came here and did those chocolates.
Yeah, I don't know. Mushrooms, I feel like, are just, I don't know. I don't know the first time.
You don't remember? It had to have been not long.
I don't remember. Was it with you? Was it with Danny? I don't know.
I don't think it was with me. I don't even think we ever done mushrooms together.
Oh, I don't think we have either. It must have been with Danny then. Well, no, I think I did them, but I don't know.
Oh, well, you don't know, obviously.
I don't know. I've said it about 4 times.
Three most important attributes for a successful fighter to have.
Mindset. Like that kind of attributes?
Yep.
Yeah, mindset. Is discipline part of mindset, or is that another?
I'm saying tough mindset, consistency, and
No ego.
in training, no ego, for sure. Where Already answered that. Why did your fight get moved from the main card?
Yeah, I've gotten asked that a bunch, especially on my Twitch and on Instagram. First of all, I wanted my fight to be on the main event of the prelims. It doesn't sound, because apparently it doesn't sound as good to all the fans, because you guys, a lot of people on Twitter saying I deserve to be on the main card and stuff, but they spend, supposedly, this is what I mentioned, they spend about $4 to $5 million promoting the main event of the prelims, to whereas on the main card, it's not really a promotion, it's kind of just, like, who do they have on there? Michelle Watterson? And some other girls. Like, it's not a big fight. It's not like a big spot position. My fight now, I get to see how many viewers are on my fight. How many people are watching my fight? And then after this fight, after finish Jose, I get to go and renegotiate again, and then I get to see the numbers. So, like, I want to have the highest ever Fox Sports, and I think Uriah Faber has a very high numbers. I think I don't know if anybody's ever had 2 million views on FS1, but that's kind of like that's the number I want to hit. It's like 2 million views, because that'd be huge for me. But so that's good that I got dropped down to the prelims.
Hell yeah, it's gonna be sweet. What does Sean walk around at, and how to deal with negative self-image?
Probably 150. I don't really get above 150.
About 14 over, yeah. That's about pretty good. That's about what I walk around at too, 14, 15 over, because I'm going to fight at that weight, so I might as well train at that weight. How to deal with a negative self-image? God, I guess it's just, like I said, finding something, getting uncomfortable, and then overcoming that. Like, I was super insecure my whole, like, I think about it in high school, that's all I thought about. I just wanted to be cool. I wanted to look good for chicks. I wanted to fuck
everybody?
Chicks. I think everyone does. I really do think everyone does. So how to deal with it?
I feel like being by yourself, do some mushrooms, be by yourself. I mean, it depends how old this kid is asking, but
yeah, that is for sure. I mean,
just talk to yourself.
Yeah, and like I said, join jiu-jitsu. Find a coach. Like, he's going to help you deal with that negative self-image and not worry about that. How do you stay so productive while smoking weed almost daily? Teach me self-control, sensei.
I feel like it's just huge. I feel like just smoking at night is the way to go. It's hard to, like, if I smoked during the day, I probably wouldn't get much done either. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, it's hard to, I don't know.
Yeah, weed chills you out and relaxes you and kind of shuts off your brain. I don't want to be relaxed and shut off my brain during the day. During the day is my time to be productive.
Totally depends what kind of weed you're smoking, too. Like, if you're smoking heavy indica, you probably ain't gonna do shit. If you're smoking a heavy sativa, you'll probably be able to do some shit. Drink some coffee, smoke some, you'll probably be able to, it just depends what kind of weed you're smoking too.
Yeah. Manny says, having my first fight this weekend, how can I overcome the mental anxiety and perform? We've talked about it a bunch on other podcasts. Like, you're a week out, your work already should be done. All the tough shit should already be done. Now it should just be time to get your weight down, recover from your training camp, and get ready to fight. Yeah, so just like I said, enjoy those feelings. Whether you go out there and do your best and fight your best, and if you lose, then okay, then you got to pick something from that fight to learn from. And if you win, great. Pretend you lost and keep trying to improve. How do you recover from a cheat day or a day where you do a dab and eat everything?
Take some probiotics, take a probiotic pill, drink some probiotics, do some movement when you're stuffed. Like last night, we each drank a kombucha. Sometimes we split kombucha. We each had a kombucha, took a probiotic pill. I took some laps around in the kitchen.
Yeah.
But
again, you didn't cheat bad. You didn't go to fast food.
No, I didn't have shitty food. I just ate a lot of good food.
Yeah. Stay hydrated. For sure, and just try not to binge. Like, watch after you have a cheat meal and stuff, and have that mouth pleasure. Watch the next day how you feel, and like if you're snappy or if you're pissed off easily or you didn't sleep good, you wake up tired. Like, watch how you feel. Like those cheat days aren't really worth it after you really feel how good you feel eating good. And if you do cheat, just cheat with healthy food. If you could meet anyone dead or alive, who would it be?
I don't know.
It'd be kind of cool meeting Eckert.
It'd be trippy meeting Eckert.
Eckhart Tolle and just talking to him and hanging him out with him for a bit.
That would be really trippy. I bet he's a.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah.
But I think we're good for the week. I don't think that was our best podcast, but fuck, I think we got some good info out anyway.
I thought it was fun. I thought it was our first Sunday podcast. I thought it was fun.
Yeah, not too bad. But this...
Everyone keeps telling us longer podcast. They like it. You guys like it.
Yeah, I think they're good too. Shit. Don't matter. But we'll be back next weekend for episode 10.
Deuces.
Peace.